Well, we all experience pain, but sometimes pain can interfere with our lives. In this week's Your Community Health with Arnett Health, WENY's Renata Steele talks with a resident doctor about chronic pain and different factors that affect your pain level and different ways to manage it.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Your Community Health. I'm Renata Steele with WENY News, and I am talking to Dr. Sarah Nasir, a second-year resident in family medicine here at Arnett Ogden. And Dr. Nasir, thank you so much for talking with us this week. And the topic that we are discussing is pain and understanding pain. And what exactly, we all experience pain, but at its a base level, what is pain?
Well, Renata, nice to meet you. I'm excited to be here and talking with everybody. So pain is a very natural process. It's just like, you know, how you and I feel hunger, you and I feel anxiety. Pain is a natural process. It's a way of our body telling us that, you know, you are about to hurt yourself or do something dangerous. Like if you're near heat, you want to make sure that you don't touch it or burn yourself. If you're about to step on a sharp object or you step on that Lego, you know to step back off of it to protect yourself. So in some ways it's a protective mechanism for us.
And we have different pain thresholds as individuals, but that can vary depending on who you are and what kind of experiences in your life you're going through, correct?
Correct. And the way, you know, everybody experiences pain differently. You yourself may be a very stoic person. You may be going through childbirth, and the type of pain that you feel may be different from the type of pain somebody else in your family feels. You may encounter a family member who's complaining of a toothache and they're crying like they're going through childbirth. So there's that threshold difference, and a lot of times things like depression, things like anxiety and stress, if you're on chronic pain medicine, those things can definitely change the threshold of pain that you're on.
And that leads me into my next question, which is chronic pain. What is that and how is it different than kind of acute pain?
So when you're thinking about acute pain, an example would be you're having an appendicitis. That pain is very acute. That is something that needs to be addressed immediately. Chronic pain a lot of times is associated with low back pain. That's a very common complaint we see at the clinic, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this today. Chronic pain can arise from multiple underlying conditions. A lot of times it can be that your muscles, if we're talking about low back pain, that the muscles aren't conditioned enough. So when you're putting that extra demand on that body, a lot of times people that have a lot of extra weight in the front, be that pregnant women or women pregnant with beer bellies, they're having to use their back muscles to keep them up straight. So that extra stress on that muscle starts to complain to your brain, hey, we're in pain, do something about it. So when you let this go on, eventually it tells your brain that I'm in chronic pain. And sometimes, depending on what type of person you are in terms of how you deal with pain and your coping mechanisms, some people just tune it out, and some people complain more about it, and then they seek more pain medicine. And having to be on pain medicine for a long time changes your pain threshold.
I see.
And that can have a harmful side effect of having dependence on medicine.
All right, well, Dr. Nasir, thank you so much. And in our segment coming up next week, we're actually going to continue our conversation on pain. We're going to talk about pain management and also how to, one of the issues that we're seeing in our community is the increasing dependence on opioids, prescription opioids for dealing with pain. So stay tuned for that next Saturday. But we're going to post this segment along with more information about pain and information for pain management on our website, WENY.com. Thank you for tuning in for this week's segment of Your Community Health.